The trip began on a blissful November day, but somehow the trip was already over when we started it. All times coexist, said Pancho Ferri, the vocalist, or converge, who's to know? The prolegomena, however, were simple. We boarded with resignation the van that our manager in a crazy rapture had given us, and we headed north, the north that magnetizes dreams and the apparently meaningless songs of the Neo-Chilenos. A north, how would I tell you, foreboding the white handkerchief that sometimes covered, like a shroud, my face. And Pancho Ferri asked if we knew the story of Caraculo and Getachancho, gripping with both hands the steering wheel and shaking the truck while we were looking for an exit from Rodalquilar. Caraculo and Getachancho, two musicians from Valparaíso lost in Barcelona's Chinatown. And what lesson could we, the Neo-Chilenos, source from the criminal life of those two South American pilgrims? None, except that the limits are faint. The limits are relative. Graphics from a reality coined in the void. Pascal's muted horror, that geometric and dark and cold horror, said Pancho Ferri, at the wheel of a racing van, always northwards towards Mazarrón, where we downloaded the sound system and 2 hours later we were ready to perform. Lighting Pancho and the Neo-Chilenos, a small failure like a walnut, although some teenagers helped us to get the instruments back into the truck. Children from Mazarrón, transparent like the geometric figures of Blaise Pascal. And after Mazarrón, Quillagua, Hilaticos, Soledad, Ramaditas pintados en las ventas del Saler, where we performed in the empty bullpen and in the hacienda rooms. Something very strange that they had electricity, very strange that the walls were semi-solid. Anyways, rooms that gave us a bit of fear, and where the clients were obsessed with fist fucking and feet fucking, and the screams that came out from the windows toward the cemented courtyard and the outdoor latrines between the warehouses full of rusty tools and the sheds that seemed to collect all the moonlight. They made our hair stand on end. How can there exist so much evil in such a new country, in such a little thing? Thought out loud Pancho Ferri, and the Neo-Chilenos didn't know what to answer. I rather wondered, how could those New York sex variants propagate in this provincial wasteland?